In this discussion with Dr. Stephen Meyer, a geophysicist reveals the challenges that cosmological findings presents to the view of materialism and atheism. It delves into origin of life, evolution, and the fine-tuned universe, contemplating the existence of a God as an eternal being. Let's check it out.
That is, I don't want to believe things that have to be believed in to be true. That is, I want them to actually be true.
I'm not going to go the direction of ineffable. Okay, I
Right.
think there's a more concrete way of addressing Michael's objection. First of all, I want to flag the Lynn Margulis symbiosis hypothesis, which I think is laughably inadequate now, because we know when you actually allow one bacterium to try to ingest another, the other one gets gobbled up. This it's just causally completely inadequate based on our knowledge of how biology works. And there's much deeper questions about the origin of genes and proteins that have to be answered to make evolutionary theory again plausible, which it is not. Major leading figures are now calling for a new theory of evolution because the mutation-selection mechanism is inadequate to do anything more than explain small-scale variations.
So Darwin's theory of
relativity. But let's I just flagged that.
Yeah.
The deeper question that Michael asks is a great one, and my answer to that is that the question about why invoke a mind as the prime reality, the thing from which everything else comes, as opposed to matter, and the first thing to say about that is that every metaphysical system, every worldview, has to posit a prime reality or an ontological ground of being. Every system does that. And the question is, what is the better candidate to be that thing from which everything else comes? Matter and energy or a mind? And I think, to use Dawkins's framing, that the properties of the universe suggest that a mind provides a better candidate, because the things that we see in life and the universe that require primary explanation are things that have features that we know from our uniform and repeated experience are only produced by intelligent agents. So if we want to explain the origin of life, we now know that we need to explain the digital code that's stored in DNA and RNA. That digital code has a property. It's known as sequence specificity or specified complexity or functional information. There are different synonyms within the information sciences. One of the great information scientists, Henry Quasler, said that information is habitually produced by conscious activity. We know from our uniform and experience when we see code or something that's functioning as digital code, it took a programmer to produce it. And absent materialistic explanations, and we are absent adequate materialistic explanations, and I've written a 500-page book exploring the different approaches in origin of life research that have attempted to solve this mystery. They all come up short for very fundamental theoretical reasons. We do have another cause of which we know that is capable of producing code and information, and that's a mind. Same thing when we talk about fine-tuning. Fine-tuning is shorthand for an ensemble of parameters which function jointly to accomplish some overall outcome or function. When we see systems that are finely tuned, whether they're French recipes or internal combustion engines or the interrelationship between digital code and hardware in a computer, those finely tuned systems invariably rose from an intelligent agent, not an undirected process. So I think that mind, when we see fine-tuning at the foundation of the universe, when we see information at the foundation of life, we're looking at features that, in our experience, are best explained by intelligent agency, and therefore it is more rational to posit a mind as the ground of being than it is to posit pure materialism. Michael and I both agree that we both oppose magical thinking. But the question is, what's more magical? Is it more magical to posit
a multiverse or something,
or posit causal properties, causal powers to brute inanimate matter that we know it doesn't exist based on our observation of what quarks or nucleotide bases or the chemical constituents of living things do on their own? Or is it more rational to posit a mind, knowing, as we do, that minds are real, we possess them, we know that by direct introspective experience, and that minds have certain causal powers that we also know by introspective observation of our own minds and by observing what other minds have done and can do.
Before we wrap up, remember to hit that subscribe button to stay updated on future discussions like this one. Join us as we continue to explore the captivating realms of science, philosophy, and religion with Dr. Stephen Meyer and other thought leaders. Your subscription ensures you won't miss out on the next intriguing conversation. Keep the curiosity alive.